LinkedIn can be a power tool for your career when used correctly, and you can open doors that you didn't even know existed. So many users aren't utilizing LinkedIn and they're missing out on opportunities because of it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Whether you're actively looking for a new role or you want to become more visible in your industry, or if you simply want to build a stronger professional network and create more meaningful relationships. If you're new to LinkedIn, it's essentially a social network for professionals, and it's a really good tool for people in business to make new connections, network with like-minded people, and getting customers to understand a little more on your voice, your values, and how you do business. Throughout my career, I have had so many training sessions directly from professionals working at LinkedIn. And whilst the platform is always evolving, I'm going to share what has consistently worked for me and help me generate real business and real opportunities. First up, we want to know the basics of your LinkedIn page. So when people view your LinkedIn page, this is going to form their first impression of you. And as usual, that first impression really matters. So a good LinkedIn profile should make it easy to learn who you are, what you do, and who you help without having to search too hard for the information. So LinkedIn actually suggests that you're 40 times more likely to receive opportunities with a complete LinkedIn profile than if it's half done, which I think is crazy. So step one, first things first, people need to see you. So you have to add your profile picture. Make sure that the lighting and the picture quality is good. And if you have branding colors, feel free to use an editing tool such as Canva and add color around the picture to help you stand out. Think about how you want to come across and the type of people that you want to attract to your page. Here's my current picture from my LinkedIn page. And if you'd like to connect with me on there, please do. Another insider tip from someone we work with at LinkedIn, they suggested that members with a photo get up to 9 times more connection requests, 21 times more profile views, and 36 times more messages. Now, that is an awful lot of engagement. So take advantage of the stats. And if you've been avoiding adding a picture, then take this video as your sign to do so. Step two, you want to create your LinkedIn headline. Now, don't simply put your job title in and leave it at that. This is a headline that you want to personalize. This headline is to give people a true sense of who you are, and it should be short and concise and outline what you do, or at least the area that you work in, people that you help, depending, of course, on your line of work. Here's an example of one I've had throughout the years in case it helps you form the basis of your own. Step three is you want to change your banner. LinkedIn will give you a banner by default, but again, this doesn't tell us anything about you, and your banner wants to grab attention and give us even more information about what you can do for the person visiting your page. So don't be afraid to go bold with this. Go bold with the graphics or the colors. This is all about standing out amongst the noise and making it as easy as possible for people to know if it's worthwhile connecting with you. At this point, you shall have a photo, your name, a strong headline, and a banner that says something about you and what you do. Now we move on to your About section. This is the place on LinkedIn that people go to learn more about you. You want this to be a bit of a story. So if you run your own business, this is a place to highlight the pain points that your potential customer might have. Most importantly, show how you solve it. Also, if you're employed and looking for a new job, use it in the same way. Talk about what projects you've worked on that have helped your company reach their goals, and really start shouting about all of the successes that you've had. Could include quotes or testimonials and reviews, and make sure that you always end with a call to action, outlining how this person can get in touch with you. But if you're stuck, here's an example of one I did for my recruitment business that might help when structuring yours. I talk through upfront the pain points of recruitment, such as finding good candidates or beating the competition when hiring. And then I go on to provide case studies that should hopefully resonate with my target audience. And my hope is that if they read that, then there's going to be less resistance in them wanting to contact me, as they can already see how I've delivered for similar clients. And that's the goal that you're trying to create, removing the resistance when people view your LinkedIn profile and deciding whether or not to connect. Now, obviously, if you have a call to action at the end, then you need to make sure that they can actually contact you. So something we haven't covered off yet, but is super important on your LinkedIn profile is, of course, adding your contact details. You can decide what to add, whether you just want your email or also your work phone, your personal phone, your website. Add as much or as little as you like. And most of the time, you can set your privacy settings so that until someone has actually connected with you, your contact details won't be visible. So any old Tom, Dick, and Harry can't get in touch. Now we have the basics done. We need to now review your career history and add this onto your LinkedIn profile. What's helpful here about this is not only can potential employees see where you've worked, but let's say you've worked at the same company as someone else before, or you know someone in the same organization. It's a great warm introduction when you build connections and increase your members on your profile. I, for one, personally know if someone contacts me and they've also worked at the same business I have before, it just feels a lot more common, a lot more familiar, and I don't hesitate to respond. So think of this section as a CV snippet. Include your job titles, your dates of work, and mention a few responsibilities or achievements in your time there. It doesn't have to be excessive. It's just enough to get an idea of what you do, basically. Also, remember to keep this relevant. So you don't need to include positions that you worked at 10 or 15 years ago if they don't align with your career now. Another insider tip from LinkedIn is if you are updating your work experience, you'll have 5 times more connection requests, 10 times more messages, and 8 times more profile views. So it's definitely worth getting this part sorted. You can then go on to add your key skills or any honors or awards that are relevant and add those skills that genuinely reflect what you do. Then ask your colleagues or your friends or your past managers, whoever it is, to go on your LinkedIn page and endorse it. This builds up your social proof, especially if you're client facing or you're in sales. I'm sure you can imagine seeing others backing up what you say you're good at makes a massive difference and helps increase that credibility in the market. Next up, you need to make sure that you are utilizing recommendations, as this is going to build your social proof and your trust. I am huge for recommendations on my LinkedIn, and if you're anything like me, I love a review. Whether I'm going on holiday or checking out a new restaurant, or even these days looking at the quality of a clothing brand, I always find myself drifting to the review section before I make a decision. And I think it's simply because other people's experiences can then help manage your expectations. And it will help you decide who to move forward with if it's a tough call between a couple of options. So if you're in a service-based role, or even if you've worked with people previously, then pop them a message and just ask if they'd be open to providing a review or recommendation for you. In my opinion, this is one of the best and the quickest ways for you to build credibility and to validate your skill set. And it helps with future prospects to see that you actually do what you say. As let's be honest, we all want to sell ourselves in the right way. And usually we are going to say good things to get the client to buy into us. And selling yourself can be a really difficult thing to do subtly, and a lot of people struggle with it. So instead, get people that you've worked with to do that hard part for you. Just think about it. If your friend suggests something, then usually you're more likely to try it, as the risk of it being bad is a lot lower. So if clients see others liking your service, or employees see others liking your work, they might be more inclined to reach out and ask for your help or ask for you to go and work with them. So now you've got the basics of your LinkedIn profile set up, it's time to start posting content. And in my opinion, this is one of the biggest tools at your disposal to build your network and to make your connections that will advance your career. So many people are watchers on LinkedIn and they don't post content. In fact, reports from early 2025 suggested that only about 1% of users create content on the platform. So if you're posting content, first and foremost, well done. And if you're not, there is a huge opportunity there for you. I know it can be scary to put yourself out there, but it's so worthwhile for building your network and your brand, especially if you work for yourself. And it's also a great way to attract clients and future employees. So if you're posting content or you're thinking about it, one of the most common questions I get is, what on earth should I write about? It can be about anything business related, really, in line with your niche. And LinkedIn is also becoming a lot more personal over the years as people connect with people. So don't overthink it. If you're also sharing personal thoughts too, that's okay. And it's actually the content that a lot of people resonate with most. I typically put content into 3 main pockets. You've got your personal content, which allows your network to learn about you and to resonate with your experience and really helps form those genuine, like minded connections. You've then got your value added content. Now, this is all about helping people. What can they learn from reading your posts? And then finally, industry news. So share different insights into trends and topics within your industry to start positioning yourself as a thought leader in the space. Not only that, but when you're posting on LinkedIn, there's so many options of how to do so, just like any social platform, really. You've got your text only content, you've got your text with a photo, you've got polls, video, articles. Just find one that works for you and run with it. It could be that you want to talk about personal achievements or awards from your company or just generic things that you want your network to know and engage in, or jobs that you might recruit for, or sharing news articles in relation to a topic. Find something that resonates with you, find something that you feel comfortable in sharing, and where possible, try and post about 3 times a week. This is a good number to be vocal enough that you start to gain traction with others, And you become a voice on the platform then that people expect to start hearing from. The reason I love to post is it's the fastest way for people to get to know me. And I think about influencers I follow that post stories a lot. And I watch them and I feel like I know the person because I've heard their voice so many times. And that's exactly what I'm trying to create on LinkedIn. And I think you should be too. Because if people feel like they already know you, when they reach out, the barrier's down and they can be themselves with you, which personally, that is where I see the best results. When people have their guard down and they can be really open and vulnerable with you. Now, the best way to create your brand on LinkedIn and form genuine connections is to show up as yourself. It's easy to overcomplicate posting. Just imagine you're texting a friend. That's how you want to talk on LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to use an emoji here or there if that's your style. And just bring your personality to the text, especially in such an AI driven world. Don't become another robot poster. Use your voice and let people know who you are and start to build a following who resonates with you and your core values. So now you've posted content, you want to start connecting with others in your industry and start building your brand and for people to see your content and to engage with it. Or if you're looking for a role, you want to start connecting with recruiters and hiring managers, old colleagues, you name it. Don't connect with anyone and everyone. Try and be really specific in who will be a worthwhile connection to help you because you actually only have a maximum of 30,000 connections that you're allowed on LinkedIn and you can send 100 invites weekly, but you can have an unlimited amount of followers. So be mindful of who you let into your connections. And if they aren't relevant, then they can just follow your platform instead. Just in case you don't know, to connect with someone on LinkedIn, you can go onto someone's profile, you click more, and then you click connect. And I personally always like to include why I've asked to connect with them because people must get so many connection requests per week. I think it's important to stand out. And you only get so many characters, so you can't go off on one. You keep it short and sweet. For example, in my line of work, if I'm recruiting, I might say something like, "Hi, Terry, I recruit for medical device professionals and love the look of your skill set. I hope we could connect." Nice and simple. He knows who I am, and then he knows if it's relevant for us to even connect and be part of each other's network. Really hope this video has helped anyone building or improving their LinkedIn profile. I think it is such a great tool to have when marketing yourself, as well as for employers to check out alongside your CV. If you haven't yet seen how to create a perfect CV and you want some help with that, check out my video here, and I'll see you on the next video.